This is the Ant Nebula, MZ.
So these are all different ants. These are all
This
different.
is moving, what is it? This is expanding at 50 kilometers a second. Although it looks as if two massive objects are colliding, the opposite is actually true. Called the Ant Nebula, the effect is caused by the massive emissions of a dying star in the center. So we have a dying star here.
How long was this visible for? It's visible now. But it's expanding at how fast?
What I can say for sure, it was visible 8,000 light years ago, right?
At a certain point in space. But
I mean, it was like that. It was like that 8,000 years ago. So that's another interesting point. When we look out in space, what we're seeing right now is not up to date. This is probably gone, right? Lost. It's not real. What we're seeing out there is not real. It's all very old. Why? Because it takes light to travel 8,000 years. So we're not up to date. How long did it look like that? I don't know.
my question is, how long can we look up at the sky, even though the light's still coming to us? How long can we look up at the sky and see a nebula happening? See the death of a star, and
I think scientists are still grappling with that. I think they're looking for
So maybe
supernovas that are just happening, and then they'll track it and see how long they can see it. Could be
It's not
years, or
it's not quick.
probably longer than that.
No. It's not quick. No way. Next one. This is one of my favorites. Sombrero Galaxy. This is pretty cool. This is 30 million light years away at the southern edge of the dense Virgo cluster of galaxies. So this is a cluster of galaxies, a cluster. There are many galaxies together, and this is part of that. This thing is 46,000 light years in diameter, half the size of our galaxy. From here to here, 46,000 light years in 1,000 light years thick. So amazing. Thus spring in the primary site of star formation.
Excuse me,
Star formation.
is our galaxy in a cluster of galaxies, or is it sort of isolated?
No, yeah, we do belong to a group. It's called the local group. Our galaxy is part of the local group, and actually the local group is a group of 30 galaxies that is traveling as well towards, I think it's traveling towards I think we are actually traveling towards the Virgo cluster.
Do we make a constellation for other beings? Or is a local group made into a constellation?
The local group is part of the constellation. Like the stuff in the local group, we can call, like Gemini and all that stuff appears in the local group.
I don't think it's all in one constellation.
These
Probably
30
parts
galaxies.
of different constellations.
This is a dying star is dying. In the constellation of Mars Sirius, this is a red star, 20,000 light years away. Possibly one of the largest known stars. This is, did we say 6 light years across? Something like that. Star. You want to bend it? Yeah. You wanted to say something? What? Okay.
what's next?
Actually now I wanted to show the pictures, 16, folder 16.
Okay.
And the music file. Is that what it is?
Now.
Which one's the red star? Yeah. And if you can play the music file in the folder.
Yes.
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 Okay, Windows can't play it. It's normal MP3.
Can I ask you a quick question? I'm afraid.
Real clear, good.
VLC could do it. Hey, I have a very quick question for you. It's something I really wanted to ask. You were talking about the recordings from Jupiter, I believe, or was it Saturn? Saturn. And we listened to that. And as sound cannot travel in a vacuum,
Right.
how was, you said there was some type of radioactive wave recording. Can you explain that for me?
Exactly. These are radio waves. Because there's no sound, right, in space, because it's a vacuum. So but how it travels is by these are just radio waves.
But and then let's say if I were to put my foot inside a vacuum, let's say this room's a vacuum.
Right, you wouldn't
I start
have
talking, I'm not going to be putting any radio waves out.
You wouldn't hear them. But there's
If
still
we had
something
radio wave sensors, we wouldn't be able to hear it. Could you tell me? I mean, I was curious as to how these.
There are waves traveling in space, loads, all the time. Radioactive
It's
waves.
not actually the sound, it's the radio. It's the electromagnetic wave.
So it's not really
So
sound.
we obtain this signal and we use such like the radio.
Through sound. That's how we can perceive it. So it's not really sound, right?
Yeah, it's
That's
not
the only way we can understand it.
We use the sound to change to
No, it was not. It was a lot better than that.
I have a question for Steve.
Yes.
Is there now any consensus amongst cosmologists that the universe will end in entropy and heat death?
The universe. The universe, no clue. I have no clue about the universe because the universe is so large. I mean, people are still thinking about how the universe is expanding, how it's moving. Is it expanding? How fast is it expanding? And how long will it live? Will it collapse? Yes or no? I'm pretty sure that scientists don't agree. There's not like one solution. Hey, that's going to happen.
I mean,
We don't
we have
know
the
it.
redshift, right? And we have the accelerating redshift. So isn't the consensus now that the actual growth of the universe, its expansion, is actually accelerating?
Yes.
Right. Okay, and from that, isn't the inevitable conclusion an entropic heat dead universe?
Right, so we would be here on Earth in the future and look out and there would be no stars because they'd be too far away.
I mean, eventually all energy will stop moving. So
Yeah.
there will be no heat generation. So there will be no light
Does
source.
energy stop?
Yeah.
Energy is, I mean, I might be completely misunderstanding what you're saying, but I mean, from my very, very basic half semester of physics that I took and then dropped out of university, the energy never stops. It's always translated into motion. And heat makes no recording. I'm curious what you mean by that, stopping of energy.
The energy transforms into
Meaning kinetic energy stops, the movement stops.
What should I do?
the movement continues.
Okay.
But to have energy, you have heat, right? This is given off heat.
Yes.
But the universe is cooling down as it expands. Okay? So the more expansion and more movement, the more cooler it gets. Eventually you get to 273 degrees and everything starts moving.
That's 0 Kelvin.
Right, 0 Kelvin.
Right. I've also heard that dwarfs will live the longest.
But we call the
Star
dwarfs because the light will have a redshift. So it's something we call that the Jupiter effect. So the light will become the wavelength is too long. So it's give us the information on the temperature cooling down to the 3K degree. But we also obtain the evidence of the...
Do you want to wrap it up? Do you want to say something to wrap up?
Because the supernova give us the information
How long is that video?
expanding and the still acceleration is expanding. But
Yeah,
we have
I'll just wrap it up with the, talk about the universe.
What about our sun? Is our sun small enough to start a black hole, or will it become a...
no, our side is too small,
So we the white, what do you call it?
it will become maybe the white dwarf.
We need to wrap up, so let's let Stephen say his closing remarks, and then we got to move out of here.
Right, it's cool that people are talking and all, that's what it should do, right? But I just want to wrap this up because we've only got 5 minutes. In a way,